Hello and welcome to GM Mode. We are 3 episodes in and we are just getting our asses handed to us by Stephanie McMahon, and Vince is not happy at all. This is how the meeting between him and Beetlejuice went.
I'm doing my job, man. Cause I don't come out the same way the other people come out. I'm leaving right now. I'm leaving right now.
That's right, we have breaking news. Before Beetlejuice got fired, he went and hired Peyton Royce and Hulk Hogan, which Vince McMahon loved the idea because when in doubt, hire Hulk Hogan.
Be mania for sure, my brother.
Get there, buddy.
No doubt. We'll see you.
With his back against the wall, Beetlejuice called up his best friend, Hulk Hogan, and this is how that phone call went.
Hey, that's where brothers from.
Brother.
On to the recap, we have Randy Orton, our current champion, with a 4-4 record and a one-time Slapnuts MVP. Our current champion, Sasha Banks, 5-2 record, 3-time champ. Rhea Ripley, one of our current tag champions, with a 4-1 record. Toni Storm, our other tag champion, with a 2-2 record. Fandango, our current tag champion, with a 2-3 record. Tyler Breeze, our other tag champion, with a 3-3 record. John Cena, one-time champion, 3-3 record. The Rated R Superstar Edge with a 5-1 record. Billy Kay with a 2-4 record. Braun Strowman, 4-5 record, former tag champion. Cedric Alexander with a 3-3 record. The undefeated Eric at 2-0. Jinder Mahal, 4-3 record, former tag champ. Raquel Gonzalez, 2-4 record. We got Bayley at 2-3, two-time champion, one-time Slapnut MVP. Damian Priest, 0-0. Stone Cold at 0-1. Drew Gulak, no wins at 0-3. The Week 2 Slapnuts MVP, the male superstar is Randy Orton for continue to be the champ and put on good matches.
Was that handed to me? I think not.
And the female Slapnuts MVP is Sasha Banks for the same reason as Randy.
Came here to be the best.
On to Raw, we have Beetlejuice interfering on the rivalry of Jinder versus Tyler, and he helps Jinder win. Unlikely alliance, and we go to Drew Gulak saying how he will finally get a win. The champs versus the new team, the Iconics, for the tag titles. Raquel Gonzalez interferes.
Iconic!
The Iconics first match, they are tag champs. Peyton and Billy looking good. Fandango calls out Eric. Now we have Stone Cold getting a rematch against Eric, the undefeated.
I just whipped your ass.
And Stone Cold comes back, gets a win against Eric. Now we have Damian Priest trying to call out John Cena, and the rivalry just won't start. Hogan main event against Randy Orton, and Hulkamania runs wild in the main event. Over the SmackDown, we continue the rivalry. Nia Jax versus Shotzi in a TLC match. Nia Jax picks up the win in an amazing match. Natalya cuts a promo. No Becky Lynch this week. Brock, Robert trying to regain their tag titles versus Dexter and Pete, and they don't. The role for them is over, but Dexter gets injured. John Morrison calls a promo after Eric leaves for Raw. Mandy versus Asuka continues their rivalry, and Asuka wins. Now we go to Papa Shango calling out Dexter, who just got injured. Farouk versus Roderick Strong. And Roderick Strong loses to Farouk and continues their rivalry, but we lose this week.
It's not okay though, it's not.
Now we go over to Triple H telling us he wants us to pick up a legend, which we just picked up Hogan. Jinder Mahal. He asked us to interfere. We did him the solid because we love the Jinder. Jinder is the best.
Thinking about you because you're my friend.
And while Jinder asked us to interfere, and it was a good idea to put it in the rivalry of Tyler and Jinder, Tyler was not happy with Beetlejuice interfering, costing him a match, so he's a little bit upset.
I don't know. What you asking me for? I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Triple H wanted us to pick up a legend, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go get a legend for free. We're going to get down and dirty and pick up the bad guy. Start off Raw, we have a rematch, Hogan versus Randy for the title. Scott Hall runs in, costs Hogan the win, tried to start a rivalry, didn't work. Braun calls out Cedric. John Cena versus Damian Priest, hoping to start a rivalry. Cena picks up the win in a table match, doesn't start the rivalry. We have Edge cutting a promo. Then we have Tyler Breeze versus Eric. Have Jinder interfere on Tyler. Eric picks up yet another win. Only one loss so far. Then we have Bayley doing some charity. Main event. Toni Storm, Raquel Gonzalez. Rivalry from last week. Cost them the titles. Raquel gets the win against Toni. Over to SmackDown, they're dealing with injury problems with putting Nia Jax versus Shotzi in a TLC match. Nia Jax gets the win, but gets injured. Brock Lesnar calls out Pete Dunne. Pete has no partner. Farouk versus Roderick. Papa Shango costs Farouk the win. After calling out Dexter, he says, I'm going after Farouk. They pick up JBL. He cuts the promo. Pete Dunne gets himself a new partner versus John Morrison and Brock's old partner, Bobby Roode. But Pete and Titus win. Natalya does some charity. We have Mandy Rose, Asuka. Rivalry continues yet again, and Asuka wins, but we lose this week.
Worker, what you think I'm doing?
We have Edge demanding a title shot against Randy. We agreed to it. Damian Priest upset he lost to John Cena. He wants a match. We give them both what they want because Beetlejuice is the man. Start off Raw, we have Billie Kay, the current tag champ, versus Rhea Ripley, the former tag champ. Continuing the rivalry, Rhea Ripley picks up the win. Scott Hall calls out Hogan. We get the rivalry we wanted. Banks puts the title on the line against Bayley. Will the title switch? It won't. The boss is here. We have Stone Cold giving out some beers.
Wash it down with one beer.
The fans love the beers. Randy Orton versus Edge. Drew Gulak running in, trying to get the rivalry going even more with Edge and Drew Gulak. Doesn't work. Randy retains. Damian Priest calls out John Cena. Still can't get the rivalry, but we have the main event, Tyler versus Jinder. One of our best rivalries going. Over to SmackDown, we have Roderick Strong versus Farouk in a tables match. No Papa Shango to interfere, and it doesn't matter. Roderick still wins, continues the amazing rivalry. Mandy Rose cuts a promo. Morrison, Titus, two guys trying to prove themselves on SmackDown. Titus loses to Morrison, starts a rivalry. We have Asuka cutting a promo. Dexter Lumis back from injury, continuing his rivalry with Papa Shango, back where it started, and Dexter wins right off of injury. JBL cuts a promo. Natalya versus Becky Lynch for the title, and the man is here to win, but we do not.
Help me!
We have Edge thanking us for the opportunity. Drew Gulak wants a pay-per-view match. He'll get one against Edge. Start off Raw, we have Scott Hall debut match against the Hulkster. Scott Hall wins in a tables match, in an amazing match. Braun Strowman calls out Cedric to boost up the rivalry. Randy Edge rematch. Drew Gulak runs in again. Randy wins. We have Stone Cold giving out more beers.
2 beers.
And the fans continue to eat it up. We have Cena, Damian Priest, rematch from last week. Damian Priest picks up his first win against Cena. Bayley does some charity. You have Eric, who's no longer undefeated, against Fandango. Rivalry. Eric wins yet again. Over to SmackDown, Nia Jax comes back from injury, immediately back in a match with Shotzi. She wins yet again. Doesn't get injured this time. Robert Roode, one-on-one JBL debut match against Robert Roode, and he knocks Robert Roode's head right off in a bad or a dull match. Mandy Rose versus Natalya, who just lost the title match last week. Mandy in a disappointing match. Papa Shango, Roderick Strong, new partners this time. They're fighting up. Roderick wins, but we don't win this week.
Act like a little bitch.
We have Stone Cold coming up to us, telling us his contract is up. He needs more beer money, and of course we got to get the Texas Rattlesnake back. Randy Orton telling us he's not feeling so well. Our champ not going to be able to compete at SummerSlam, but you know what? We'll give him the rest. He's been Slapnuts MVP 2 weeks in a row, maybe 3 weeks. We'll see. So we're going to give him that rest. Rest up, champ. You deserve it. You've been carrying. We have Edge. He wants a match against someone besides Randy Orton, which is fine. Here we are at SummerSlam. Edge, Drew Gulak continuing the rivalry, and Edge wins. Drew can't pick up a win, and it completes their rivalry. And Stone Cold giving out more beer.
3 beers.
And this is why we re-signed him. Iconics putting the titles on the line again. Raquel Gonzalez interferes again. Iconics retain. We have John Cena doing it for the kids, for some charity. Tyler Breeze, Jinder Mahal, end of the rivalry. TLC match, and Jinder picks up the win. 2 rivalries completes, 2 classics. Fandango, advertising didn't go well. Cedric, Braun didn't compete at all this entire episode, but now we have them. Braun picks up a win in a great match. Cena gets called out by Damian Priest, not wrestling tonight. Sasha, Bayley, title on the line, end of the rivalry, Extreme Rules, and the boss wins. Over to SmackDown, Farouk versus Roderick Strong to complete the rivalry, and Roderick Strong wins, ending the rivalry once and for all. Asuka does charity. Becky Lynch, Natalya, no title on the line. Rivalry fierce as ever. Natalya picks up the win, but no title, but wins the rivalry. Papa Shango calls out Dexter. Tag titles back on the line. Now that Dexter is back, can Brock and Robert win it back? And they can't. Pete Dunne and Dexter Lumis completes the rivalry. Mandy Rose does the self-promo. Titus O'Neil versus John Morrison continues their brandly new rivalry. Titus O'Neil picks up the win in a mediocre match. Shotzi, Nia Jax, injury-prone match, but Nia Jax completes the rivalry. We may have been losing, but we're right there. We did so good at SummerSlam. We're right on Stephanie's ass.
Down.
We have Bayley, who's tired of losing. She lost the title, and she just can't win it back. She can't win in general. We tell her we'll try to get her a win. Don't know how. Hulk Hogan comes to us, tells us he's the man. So we tell Hogan, we know you're the man, so you could tell the fans whatever you want because you are the man, Hulk Hogan. And we're right there. Next episode, we're going to try to get first place.